The Megaverse. Perfect balance. 3 tiers working in perfect unity. A unity I have seen grown since the very beginning. I am Mono. I am the first. Not the first being, but the first Splinter. This face, this voice, you've heard it before, yes? I've heard it many times throughout the Megaverse. Heroes, villains, everything in between, and everything outside that spectrum. This face has been. They are extensions of myself. We share similar DNA. I do not know why. All I know is I am the first. I am Mono. I have watched the Megaverse since its inception and plan to watch it to its natural end. I have seen stories of Time Lords, guardians of light and dark in a never-ending war that is still ongoing. An entity spreading its influence across every universe. Clones in a war against droids. Bats fighting clowns. Every story possible is created in an organized infinity. Every story categorized in its own multiverse. Multiverse 63. The story of the Doctor, the Daleks, the Master, and everything else is categorized under that multiverse. From stories of bi-generation to dark regeneration, to fourth wall breakers, to talking otters, and more. All organized there. All helping its infinity. Multiverse 55. A place of horror. The Slender Man. Luther Casterwell. The Rake. Salgo. Horrors beyond comprehension. But horrors that were necessary to be there. Horror is such a funny thing. It is often the genre that seeps into everything unwanted. But this is where it resides. This is where it's supposed to live. But what if there is a horror that is not meant to be in the universe it exists in? To keep the balance outside of the multiverses is what we megaversal entities call the outer circle. A place of realms that do not follow standard conventions. And here we see the Dark Manor. A mansion that has a life of its own. It goes from universe to universe, picking up beings that don't belong and lets them live eternity in the mansion. Caretaking the manor is 2 individuals of Multiverse 55 who have been deemed unjust for the normal universe. So they have been taken to the manor. One of these caretakers is a splinter of me. This place is simply known as the Garden. It is a place of ceasefire from the war between the darkness and the light. They come here to converse from time to time. I watch them bicker and negotiate from afar, hoping their war can come to an end. And out here, past the outer circle, is no man's land, the outskirts. It is said the outskirts is a place of uncontrolled infinity, a place of ideas and stories lost to time. Nobody knows why these stories are here. We just know the process of decomposing. First, your universe breaks and distorts and dies, and then, if you're unlucky enough to not die with it, you become a husk of your former self, forced to wander the pieces of other realities the outskirts left behind. You can never get back into reality. You will never truly be you again. It is theorized that all the realities that end up in the outskirts are unwanted. Stories and universes that once had purpose that those who create purpose just stopped thinking about. So they move here to rot. It is sad. I have seen stories of great potential fall victim to the outskirts' decay. More and more fall each day. We cannot help or risk the fabric of the Megaverse to collapse. So we are stuck here, watching all those innocent people and ideas die. That was unusual. The shaking, it's coming from the outskirts. What is that? A piece of Alcatraz Island? But not quite the structure I'm used to seeing from the universes. It's entirely made of blocks. I know this universe. It was lost long ago, but nothing from the outskirts can get back in. Unless the outskirts are overflowing. Its infinity has become full, and thus, to create room, it breaks things back to this infinity. If this is allowed to continue, who knows what the outskirts will let in? Beings long lost, monsters that were created in that infinity wreaking havoc on this infinity. The imbalance of it all will tear reality apart. But how can infinity get full? I must go in. I must go in the outskirts, figure out what happened from the inside. You have just listened to Overflow, Part 1,
Mono. This audio was written by Iris Prindel and stars Iris Prindel as Mono. This audio's cover artist was Iris Prindel. This audio was edited by Iris Prindel with music composed by Iris Prindel. This audio was directed by Iris Prindel and produced by Iris Prindel. Thank you for listening to a Gormaco production.